Starting in the 1960s, the US government began rethinking what it meant to be transparent. A new law called the Freedom of Information Act, known by its acronym FOIA, gave the public the right to request records from federal agencies. It prompted many states to create or revise existing local laws on access to government documents. Today, every state has their own public records law. New York implemented its version, called the Freedom of Information Law, or FOIL, in the 1970s. It's been a critical tool used by journalists and ordinary citizens interested in finding out about their government. The New York World, together with Muckrock, decided to test how well agencies respond. Yep, we conducted our own audit by sending out hundreds of simple requests to several agencies statewide. Before we discuss the results, let's take a look at how a FOIL is processed, just so we understand how it works. So here's you, getting ready to file a FOIL request. And here's the FOIL office at the agency you want records from. First, you write a request detailing what you want. So, for example, a contract or email communications of certain state employees. In your request, you should also specify your preferences for how you want records, usually in a machine-readable form and electronically, like a spreadsheet. You can submit your request through an online form on the agency website, via email, postal mail, fax, or in person. Now, the ball is in their court. By state law, the agency has 5 business days to acknowledge your request. 3 scenarios can happen. The first one is where you receive your records within those 5 days. Bravo! In the second scenario, the agency confirms it received your request, but also tells you it needs more time to think it over, usually 20 more business days. Now, ideally, you'll get your records then, except that doesn't usually happen. Nope. Instead, the agency may send another notice saying it needs even more time, and then another, and so on and so forth. What can you do? Well, there aren't any limits on how long an agency can take to give your records. It could take months or even years. Also, keep in mind that extensions don't guarantee you'll actually get the records in the end. Now, don't be surprised if you also receive a bill. Agencies can charge for hard copies and employee time spent searching or formatting records. This can be a few dollars or even thousands of dollars. The third scenario is when the agency denies your FOIL. This can happen for a number of reasons. Some records are not considered public and cannot be released. Others might not exist or cannot be found. And agencies can also say your request is a needle in a haystack or too broad. If you're denied, but you really want your records, you've got a long battle ahead. Get ready to file an appeal or even shell out the big bucks to go to court. Denial is exactly what we got from the NYPD when we asked for an employee listing. Together with a list of records it keeps, agency FOIL regulations, and a log of all FOIL requests received, employee listings were one of the simpler requests we sent all agencies in our audit. In fact, our requests were so simple that one records officer in an agency upstate said, after responding to our requests rather quickly, that he was able to do so because they were, quote, easy. Not so much for the NYPD. They ended up either denying our requests or insisting on mailing them to us instead of giving them in electronic form. We gave the NYPD an F. Other results were mixed. The Metropolitan Transit Authority, or MTA, was particularly tricky because unlike any other state agency, it had multiple divisions with separate FOIL offices. So instead of sending requests to one place, we had to send requests to various different offices. So while some divisions provided records quickly and electronically, others denied the same requests, or mailed records. For example, the bus company division of the MTA got a solid A, while others got the whole range of grades, all the way to an F. Not every agency in our audit fared that bad, though. The NYC Health Department got an A for speed and sending records electronically. In one request, records were provided in 3 business days and via email. That's faster than many agencies took to even acknowledge our requests. Yes, it may seem like processing a FOIL request is an arduous process, and it certainly can be, but you know what? FOIL is still a great tool for holding government accountable. You just have to be persistent.